this is gonna be a big one.
Oh, what's that?
Optimus frickin' Prime. Studio Series 86. This is gonna be a little bit of a different one. I'm a huge fan of Transformers, and I know I've said that about all my figures. Transformers is probably the thing I was into, maybe not first, I would say second or third when I was a kid, but I was really big on Transformers. I kind of dropped off the whole Transformers hype train once the movies came out, even before then, honestly. I can't even remember playing a Transformers game, but I know the show, the classic show, used to pop up a lot in reruns, and even though I don't remember much of the story, I just loved these guys. Everything about the Transformers, a big robot that turned into an awesome truck. Like, I don't know, something about it just really captivated me and a million other people around the world. Like, this is a big series, and we're gonna start it off with numero uno here, Mr. Optimus Prime. Let's take a look at the box real quick. There's, first of all, no window. Pretty sad about that, although we have this amazing art, and this is just awesome. I love how he's doing the whole, which he does in the show, he does actually like boost out and transforms. It's so cool. I love that little effect there. You gotta have it. The show had it, and I know there's pieces that come with the figure or transformer, whatever you want to call this. I'm gonna call it a figure, that include those blast parts, little product images, not art. Let's take a look at the side. 86 Studio Series on the side. More art of Optimus, not the actual picture of the figure. This beautiful image of Optimus right here on the other side. Sorry, I gotta put it sideways, but yeah, it's not gonna work. Sorry. That's a gorgeous image of Optimus. Look at the bottom. Pretty plain, pretty flat at the bottom. Nothing really to talk about. Not like Mafex figures or other figures. This is Hasbro. Hasbro is sometimes really not good, I'll say. I won't say much, but sometimes they deliver. And let me tell you, this is one of those times. There's the back, of course. We got some images of the actual figure. We got the truck form, we got the bay, we got Optimus himself, and all his other accessories displayed out for you. Let's get him out of the box. I'm excited for this. All right, so actually I want to show you how this guy is wrapped up in here, because I've seen videos of him being unboxed, and it's kind of funny. All right, so this is how he comes. Obviously, I guess they couldn't have done a windowed box. I get it. Most Transformer figures don't have windows unless it's like open windows, so kids at Walmart can like smudge my figure. I don't know why they do that sometimes. I know I got a Bumblebee that came with an open window, and I had to like get the Bumblebee at the very back of the actual where he was to get like one that didn't have smudges or just looked weird. Like, there was a lot of QC issues on those Bumblebees 86 series. But anyways, that's not the case. Well, I hope, right? We haven't really checked them out just yet. I just wanted to show you, I guess, why they couldn't do a window. There he is out of the box, and let me tell you, this is such a trip, such a nostalgia trip. I mean, Optimus looks exactly like his show counterpart. I have a reference picture next to me right now, and I'm just trying to find any sort of difference. I think the only thing I'd say is that his head is a wee bit, just the tiniest bit smaller. It's an old show. They probably just took concept art from one or two, who knows, a bunch of images, and they probably all came up with a small-headed Optimus, and that's fine. He still looks great. He still looks fantastic. And of course, you know, you need that size sometimes too for the transformation. Who knows if he just didn't work with a bigger head. Of course, these guys can transform. We all know that. And I will be showing you the transformation later on. But first, accessories. if we check here, he has, let me just pick him up. It's not really, I mean, it is an accessory, but inside of the, he's got the matrix of leadership, and yes, you can remove it. That's pretty loose. I don't know if it's supposed to be that loose. I actually haven't opened up his chest to check out the matrix, but there it is. Should fit in pretty snug in there. It shouldn't be moving a lot. Yep, there he is. Let me just show you him with the matrix on. Let me a little zoom here. Oh yeah, that is beautiful. He just looks phenomenal. He just, I don't even know what other adjectives to use to describe this guy, but it's great. Let's get into the accessories real quick. So for accessories, like I said, we have the Energon axe, which is so beautifully sculpted. This looks, again, like it's straight out of the show. You got these little blast effects. He comes with the blast effects, which you do have to put together like so. Just pop one on. Is that first effect? And let's do the second one real quick. Very simple. We'll be showing those off later on when he's transformed. Here is his blaster, and this looks so good. The handle is a little bit short. I'm pretty sure he can hold on to it just fine, but the handle is just a little bit too short, and I don't know, I feel like maybe he will be going through some issues holding it when you're posing him, but it's fine. Here we got that little mechanical arm thingamabob. I cannot remember the name of this. And I'm gonna have to, this guy's actually pretty tall. There he is. And even this clamp like opens and closes, which is just, again, playability with this figure is gonna be phenomenal. Like, let's move on to his bay. And here it is. Let's move Optimus over here real quick. Here is his truck bay, and this is also another amazing thing that they added. What is Optimus Prime without, you know, the back part of his truck? You gotta have this piece, and I love that you can just connect it to roller, because obviously I'm gonna be displaying him in transform mode, but I really wanted this to just sit up straight, and I didn't want to have to like put something under here. And of course you could just, they thought about that, and you can just connect them on like that and just have them roll around. It does work. Let's open this bad boy up, and yes, if you did not know, it does open. We do have to unlatch the back piece, and you can obviously have it like that. Put in some transformers, of course. Yes, they do fit. You can't really, I think you can't bring this down anymore. I just tried, and I'm afraid of breaking it, so I'm not gonna force it. Even though transformers, you do have to kind of force the transformation itself. Like right here, opening this is kind of, yeah, it doesn't sound very good, but it's meant to be like that. There is his vehicle bay, and all of these little notches are for his accessories. All right, so there we are with everybody in their little places. Of course, the gun does not have a spot, though there is this. If we close this guy up, and we don't even have to close him up, I'm just gonna close him up so that it's easier to see. But under his wheels here, there is a little extra bit of storage, and that is meant for these blast effects that you have to, I guess, you have to deconstruct so they all fit in there. I'm not gonna do that right now. But yeah, that is accessories. Let's move on. Actually, before we move on to articulation and looking at Optimus a little bit more, let's take a look at this background that the box came with. Yes, this actually came with the figure. I'm trying to extend it there so you can all see. That's a nice display. I won't lie, that is a pretty great looking display. I'll actually be using this. I have a perfect spot where this can go in my shelf, and yeah, this is great. Like, I'd love to have more Transformers and just have them all around this. Even though it's cardboard, it's a pretty good display. It's a really nice display. But yeah, it is cardboard, and it is a little dinged up there, which is very disappointing. The box was a little bit dinged up, so this did suffer from it. And the 86 here has some, it's like a, I don't know, I guess that's just paint that rubbed off. There was even like some stains here, but again, it's just stains. I managed to clean those off. There's little dings and whatnot in the image, but I think this came in a very good condition, so good that I'll actually be using it for display purposes, and I'm glad it came with it because it's really nice. Even though it's cardboard, it's pretty solid. This is actually like a very nice display. It's nice and flat. Optimus will stand on this with no issue. Like, if you thought it was a little bit warped at the top, it really isn't. He's on there, like, he's not moving. And that's what I like. I like stability with my displays and whatnot, and this certainly gives you that. Let's move on. So let's talk about the main guy. And when it comes to aesthetics, there isn't really much to say other than wow, really. Other than wow. Just look at him. I don't even have to say too much. Like, this guy just looks like Optimus. He is Optimus. And yeah, he's just a fantastic figure, excellently painted. Even though there isn't that much paint on him, it's for accuracy's sake. Like, this is how he looked in the show, and I'll probably put some pictures on sooner or later so you guys can see, for those who have not watched the show. I love the yellow on the skirts, of course. The blue windows, I love that. I really do prefer it just being blue instead of a transparent piece of plastic. I appreciate that it's blue instead of just transparent, because then you get to see the inside of Optimus. I don't know. I don't really like to be able to see his matrix of leadership. I really like it to be hidden like that, and yeah, it's a really nice paint job that they did. The smokestacks being this beautiful silver is just a great little added like touch to the figure. We're gonna talk a little bit about that backpack. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Some people have been saying that this is actually really chunky. It really isn't. It really is not that chunky. Like, in hand, this is very small. That's not bad at all. Like, some other Transformers have really bad issues with their backpacks, and trust me, Optimus does not. He has this posing piece here, which, yes, you can connect this to a stand and make him fly or jump, I guess. And I love that. But apart from that, the grill, of course, look at the grill. The grill is so good. Let's get into articulation with this guy. His arms go yay high. He cannot go any further because of the body, and that's fine. He goes all around. Even with the backpack, his arms can go all around. He's got a little bit of a wrist swivel. And he even has arm swivel, which is pretty crazy. Like, I can't believe they did that. Let's see this elbow. Let's check this elbow out. Oh, all right. Not a double jointed, right? Yeah, not double jointed. He just goes that high with his elbow, and that's okay. That's completely fine. It's probably because of the transformation, and that's completely all right. Like, again, I've said this in a few videos, but Optimus isn't going to be doing stuff that crazy that you need him to have a double jointed, even though it would be kind of cool. He doesn't really need it. The skirts do flip up just to allow more range in his legs. And yes, they can go yay high. Let's see how far back they can go. And he does have 2 more skirts at the back that are articulated. That's how far back he can kick. Can he do the full splits? Oh, yes. Like, what else do you need Optimus Prime to do? Nothing. He can do the splits. And that's great. I love that, because Optimus Prime He doesn't need to do the splits, but he can do some pretty cool poses. He's got swivel at the thigh. He has almost, yeah, I would say is that an articulated, I guess not toe, but it is articulated ankle. And he does have a swivel or a pivot. Like, it will go pretty crazy inwards. It won't go out, but it will go in. And that is really cool. The head articulation. It is not that great. He can't look down. He can't look up. I mean, let's just check this out. He can't look up. That's as high as he goes. He's pretty much looking straight. And then let's go down. He refuses to look down. If you can see closely, he looks up after I press down. Like, he does not want to look down. I can bend, or I can like turn the head 360 degrees, but I feel like he looks down a lot more when he's looking to the left or right. Like, his chin will actually touch the truck, or his chest. But the smokestacks, yes, they have articulation, and they're really loose. Like, you see there, just flick it. Yeah, they're really loose. They're really loose, and it's fine. Like, as long as you can put them like that, they're actually not too loose. Yeah, this one's pretty loose too, actually. But yeah, they don't really move too much when you're posing them. They're not gonna go flying. Like, you can see there, yeah, they did not move when I shake them. And by the way, this figure is not loose at all. Like, the only thing you're hearing that's like is just his transforming pieces, like whatever that piece is that's doing a little rattle. But nothing about this figure is loose. This guy is super tight. Forgive my wording there. Yeah, his hands freaking articulate. If I can just open his hand up, because this is also pretty tight, and I don't mind that. His hands articulate. Yes, this is so cool. And they go back pretty far. You don't need them to go back that far, but they do. And not only that, he has the finger. He can do a pointing pose, and that is so cool. Not only that, his hands, like, his fists fully close. Like, I thought it was gonna be kind of janky, but no, he has a point of articulation on his knuckles and on the second part, or like on the tips of his fingers, which is crazy. Like, that little bit of articulation is so nice. I love that. Like, already him having that gives him so many points to me. Like, that is so good. All right, so that is his articulation, and this is gonna be a little bit different, but we are gonna be doing a transforming montage, because I don't know how I'm gonna film me transforming him. It's gonna take so long, but I'm just gonna do a little montage of me transforming him, and then we'll show him off in truck mode. Ooh, I also forgot to mention that he has pretty much over 90 degrees of knee bend. Like, look at that. Even more posability. Like, his arms also have this. Ooh, it's so hard. It really feels like I'm about to break the figure by doing this, but he can do it. His arms do butterfly forwards, and this just gives him even more range. Boop, boop, beep, bop. All right, my fingernails hurt, because you gotta really have small fingers to get some of these parts to move in the backpack specifically. Boop, beep, bop, boop, beep, beep, bop, bop. All right, and there he is, fully transformed. No, I'm kidding. he looks goofy like this, but I love this. Yeah, let's keep on going. Bop, bop, boop, beep, bop, beep, boop, bop, beep, beep. Bam! There he is, fully transformed. I do have to admit, some of the transformation, like the pegs that peg into his arms or just his feet, pegging together is pretty difficult. I'm not gonna lie, his pegs are kind of unreliable. Not all of them, of course. Even when they're that like loose, this guy, no shaking, like no, he's not like untransforming or anything. Oh, the smokestacks moved. Wow, I think I've been playing around with those too much. That transformation, by the way, the smokestacks are super annoying when you're transforming. But let's take a closer look at him real quick. Vehicle mode on this guy is just amazing. He looks fantastic. And even though there were some issues with the transformation, it was still really fun, really intuitive. I don't think that right there, that gap, is a fault of the transformation, but I will say that these little things that flip out, or flip in really, kind of push his truck forwards. There being this gap here, and I don't know how to fix that. If you can see there, it's kind of tough, and this is still pretty loose, but apart from that, everything else about this guy is just great. The transformation, again, is very fun. Apart from the little gaps where you have to kind of use your nail or a sharp object, I have like a little plastic rod I use for these kinds of things, and it works fine. But yeah, if you don't have that, it's gonna be kind of painful on your fingers, and I got big fingers. Like, these do not want to go into his little gaps. But yeah, the truck mode is solid. It looks great. The colors are spot on. The transformation for his grill, like, this is just a separate piece. You guys saw that. Oh, there goes the smokestack again. He rolls fantastically. This guy's a treat. And then with the part, he is so complete. He just looks great. Like, this looks insanely accurate. And there he is, mid blast off to transform. Those just look so great. The blast effects are so nice. Let's take this off real quick. You can see there, that is just such a neat little detail that they added, and I'm glad they did, because this again gives it even more posability. Hell, if you want to go crazy, this guy is pretty expensive, but if you're really into Transformers, get another one of this guy and just have him transformed like this all the time with the blast effects, and then another one of him jumping out with the gun. I would love to do that. And before we transform him and start showing you some comparisons, let's show you some car comparisons. I mean, I've only got one so far. I only have that Bumblebee, and yes, this is the 86 series Bumblebee. He looks fantastic. We'll talk about him in another video, but just look at these two together. That right there, name a better duo. I'll wait. If you had the question of whether Bumblebee fits back here, he most certainly does. Anyways, these two together just look great. They look so beautiful together, and really the nostalgia trip is driving me crazy. This is a really great set right here. Just these two, and there's so many other Transformers, but just these two bring this Optimus, smokestacks, bring this Optimus to life. I mean, that's just great. So let's compare Optimus Prime with height, and right now I don't have him in a neutral pose. I just wanted to show you just how good these two actually looked. Like, the scaling is so good. The just the posability of these two is great. I just love how these two look together. But yeah, there he is with Bumblebee. I'm gonna actually fix him up real quick here. So there he is next to Bumblebee. He looks pretty tall. I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty darn tall. I can't wait to put him next to the Spider-Punk and the Goku. Is this a crossover episode? This is really the battle of the protagonists. Now right now I have Goku with a different head sculpt. He's not he isn't sporting his normal head shape or his hair shape, as we all know what that looks like. But that's how tall Goku is next to Optimus. He is very short. And here he is next to the SH Figure Arts Spider-Punk. Yes, finally somebody that completely overtakes Spider-Punk. Not even his spikes. I mean, his spikes kind of reach his like little headlights here, probably a little bit taller, but still, I'm happy with Optimus's height. And finally, our favorite second protagonist from Street Fighter, Ken Masters. There he is right next to Optimus, of course, and we already said that Ken's a short king, and he's definitely not showing his height next to Optimus. I mean, Spider-Punk overtook this guy by a lot. There isn't really much I can say about Optimus at this point. I think I've talked about everything. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. This has been Optimus Prime, guys. This is a phenomenal figure, and if you guys are thinking on splurging on him, you can probably find a good deal on eBay. I found a relatively okay deal. He was still pretty expensive, but for the amount of accessories and just the posability, the articulation, the transformation itself is just a great little gimmick that this figure has, and I love it. Like, who doesn't? I would, even if this guy is posed, I feel like 1 or 2 days out of the week I'm gonna want to transform him back into a truck just to see how he looks, just because it's that good. I mean, if I had the funds, I'd even try and cop another one, honestly. That's how good this transformer really is. I probably won't be doing that. He's pretty darn expensive. Hopefully there's some other way I can get the little truck, maybe a miniature truck version with the boosting effect, and I can put it behind him and then add him in front of it as if he's just finished transforming. I would love that. But so far right now, I would have to settle for another one, and I don't see myself doing that for a while, but I think he's worth it. I think he is worth it. Not worth getting two. I mean, it might be worth getting two, honestly. I keep thinking about it, and I'm just so indecisive right now, but this guy's just a treat. I just love this fellow. He is just so good as a figure, and of course, as a protagonist, and just nostalgia itself. This guy just exudes happiness. To me, this guy is really a treat, and I'm really glad he's a part of my collection. Thank you for watching again, and I'll be back with more figures.